vacation ride. Nice afternoon. Mid-50s. And had my girl out in a while. I'm going to do a little traffic avoidance today. That is always the key, avoiding traffic, right? Scary Christmas shoppers. Oh, sweet. Nice old BMW. Right before they got, well, you know what they got. It's a bit breezy out today. So I didn't want the breeze. I guess I just stayed in the car. Favorite flashing yellow light people like to stop at. Highly dangerous, stopping at a yellow light. Good to be courteous to people, but you know, sometimes it's just not the way to go. So it's Christmas season. When I was a kid, it was always my favorite time of year. Put your fucking phone down, bitch. As I got older and began to work in retail, I liked it less and less. Although there were great parties, lots of drinking, fun to be had, stuff I shouldn't have been doing. Nowadays I like it, almost like I used to. It was great fun when the kids were little. Get them their presents. When their desires could be afforded. Most of the time they had expensive taste. Wasn't real conducive to making them totally happy. Had a few slim Christmases there. Part of growing up, I guess. Working class, that is. But I have to say my favorite part of this time of year is actually watching people be nice to each other for a change. I mean, in general, I think. People are probably okay. I don't know. I'm an ass. But I come by that naturally. I do like it when I see somebody else being considerate. Try to remind myself of that throughout the year. I have a few friends that do that continuously. Always the most considerate people in the world. Good people. I would say they're few and far between, but I really don't know that many people anymore since I don't deal with the public like I used to. Dealing with the public in retail during this time of year tended to make humans somewhat disappointing. Now, in the bar business, on the other hand, a little more festive atmosphere. The drink didn't hurt. Up to a point it made people friendly. Sometimes really friendly. That was always entertaining. Too much further past that, and then they just get all sobby and clingy, which I hate to say can be entertaining as well. Oh, it feels good to be back out on the road. Weather hasn't been too bad lately. A little cool for my taste. But just recently purchased a new vehicle, so I've been a bit focused on that. Hard to believe I would ever want to rather drive my car than ride the bike, but I did get a fun car, and it gets good gas mileage. Traded a Jeep in on a Honda. Nice to go from 12 miles to the gallon to 35. Incredible savings. Gotta love people who run red lights. And those who speed, of course. Should I get next to him and show him that I got him on camera running a red light? Nah, he might decide to bump me. I don't actually believe that, but, you know. He's gonna drive like an ass no matter what happens. So yeah, back to the new wheels. Bought a little Honda hybrid. Went out Saturday before last. Was gonna head to the dealership because I got the itch for something new to drive, and was gonna go look at Camaros. Really glad I didn't buy one. I mean, you know, I want one, but I have a day or two a week where I have to drive about 70 miles round trip to work and back. And in a vehicle that doesn't get great gas mileage, that's, you know, more than a quarter of a tank. That gets expensive as the months go by. But I've been looking at the little Honda CRZ hybrid, modeled somewhat after the CRX, a little two-seater. My brother had one. Great fun to drive. Freaking little go-kart. So I went down and they had one and I drove it. A fun little car. I do have to say the dash and the steering when you get in it is a bit busy. I mean, there's just buttons, crap everywhere. It took me a day or two to get accustomed to where everything was. Now I'm okay with it. Like anything else, you get used to what you use. Fun little car. Mixed reviews. Probably won't be around for terribly long. I think they've made them 3 or 4 years now. Don't see a lot of them on the road. I've been looking at them for a couple of years. 2-seater too. Kind of like my bike. Just a 2-seater. My girlfriend was like, "What about the kids?" It's like, well, they got their own cars. Family gatherings, they can drive it. My oldest took it out last night. My girlfriend, his mom, she wasn't happy about that. She was like, "He's a terrible driver." No, not really. He's actually a pretty good driver overall. Sand on the road. Must have been wet during the last freeze we had. Yes, it does freeze here in Alabama on occasion. Not often, but occasionally. Look at this. What kind of crap are they hauling? Don't like to be behind landscape trucks. I mean, I'm sure there's gates safe and everything, but potential for a lot of crap to fall out in front of you. Not my idea of a good time. Fire. Burning some pine. And trash. You know that smell if you've ever done it. Kind of sticks with you. Not a campfire thing. Campfire smells great. Burning trash? Not so much. Love that house. My little windshields seem to be doing their job. I think I finally got them at the right angle. Have to remember that for next year. Not change it. Note to self, next helmet you get, make sure it's got a visor. Of course, this HJC helmet, you can take the windshield off and clip a visor on it. I'm not fond of the way that looks, but man, it's, in my opinion, a little cool to be open-faced. I have a balaclava. I haven't tried to ride in it. Put it on, put my helmet on. Didn't really like the way it felt. But I guess like anything else, if you get used to it, it's okay. It was when I was just riding with a clear face shield and wearing my sunglasses, so imagine that was assisting in limiting my line of sight. Don't like having my line of sight limited. Need to be able to pay attention to everything. Plan on being able to ride for a good long time. Haven't even been able to get my girlfriend a bike yet. And I do want to ride with her. I mean, she's good on the back of this, but she'd rather have her own bike, and I'm quite okay with that. Sometime soon. I think we'll probably be able to work that out within the next season or so. Got to get her back down to take the motorcycle safety course again. Need to do that myself. Maybe we can do it at the same time. You know, couple things. How terrible is that? People who know me would laugh at that. I'm laughing at that. Getting back to being sappy in my old age. I was terribly sappy when I was a kid. God, in my 20s I was freaking awful. Fall in love at the drop of a hat, get my heart broken 24 hours later. It was pathetic. I should say I was pathetic. My oldest is a bit of a romantic. I tease him a little bit, but I'm glad he is. He's got a kind heart. Actually, both my kids do. One just won't admit it. It's good to not be all sniffly in the cold. Or this guy. We got a signal. Where are we going, man? I don't care what you do, just tell me what you're gonna do. Two acres for sale. That'll be business area before long. Good exit to the freeway, access. Not too far from the business district already. Nice houses though. Sometime this week, I have to go Christmas shopping. Not necessarily looking forward to that, but I did take this week off to do that. Probably knock all that out in one morning. My kids don't want anything except for PlayStation 4, money towards a new computer, stuff like that. Nieces and nephews, that's easy. Got one nephew who's 17. He's a hunter. Outdoor gear, it always works for him. Usually a gift card for outdoor gear. I think he's come to expect that from me. Just to make sure he gets what he actually needs, because not being a hunter, I don't know. I wouldn't mind hunting, but I wouldn't do it with a gun. I don't need food that desperately. I can go to the grocery store and get that, but hunting with a camera, that I could do. I've always said that. I have buddies who hunt. That's cool. That's their thing. I am entertained when they say, oh, we have to hunt them to control the herd. You know, speaking of deer. Keeps the population down so they don't starve. You know, if we kept a building down and left their land to them, they wouldn't starve. But we've got to have nice houses as far away from each other as possible. We're Americans. Hey, you know, not dogging it. Kind of feel the same way. I'm not a friendly neighbor. I mean, you know, I'll help you out if you need, but I don't go out of my way to talk to the people I live around. Wave. Just love that. Good roll-on V-twin power. What a goober. Yeah, short loop today. I actually think I'll grab my camera gear and hop in the car and go shoot some train tracks. Been my plan for a little while. Light's good today. Probably be better Thursday when it's overcast, but I think it'll be fun today. Wonder what it would be like if they made motorcyclists take a training course and 2 different types of license like they do in England. I wonder what that would actually do statistically to keeping riders safe. I don't know what the numbers are on rider caused fatalities, single rider accidents, stuff like that. I know the invention of the Lexus had to up that number, but you know, that's just me. You know, I don't like Lexus. Often fantasized about building a log cabin on a mountain somewhere out in the woods, disturbing as little of the environment as possible, and making it as self-sustained as possible. I know initially that would cost a great deal to build, but in the long run, depending on how long you live and how long it stayed there, etc., etc., might recoup some of it. I mean, hell, if you broke even, look at what you've done. I don't know. Seems to take money to do that. Takes money to keep money, takes money to make money, and then all that kind of irritates me. You would think that the average working class family could incorporate some of this wonderful conservationist technology into their lives affordably and do well by themselves, you know? I mean, it just doesn't make sense. But I guess making as much as you can off your fellow man is the way it is. Seems to be the course humans take. I'm not saying everybody's like that, like I said earlier, you know. I imagine that basically, most people are decent. I know some really scary people. I know they're not decent. Don't have a decent bone about them. They're strictly out for what they can get. I don't normally associate with those individuals anymore. Don't miss them. Pretty scary group, actually. I'm not saying I'm above them by any means. I'm not. I'm just saying I don't miss associating with them because they were definitely trouble. Lots of trouble followed them around, or so they thought, when it's actually themselves causing their own trouble. It took me a while to realize that I was causing most of my own trouble. I realized that way late in life. And now that I don't cause myself too much trouble, I tend to be okay. Life's pretty good. And the shadows of the bare trees flickering by. Late in the afternoon, that really gets to me. It's kind of funny, in the summertime, the sun sits higher, more leaves. You don't get that, don't notice it. Very different in the winter. It's not terrible. If you don't think about it, it's okay. Just don't think about it. It'll be fine. Been told that about many things. Kind of a disturbing concept. If you don't think about it, it's all good. Doesn't quite work for me. Look at those gas prices. $3.07 or 8 because they got to put the 0.9 on there. Filled up today, $2.97 a gallon. Hasn't been below $3 for a long time. It's kind of cool. Okay, Mr. Truck, stop. I'm occupying this space, if you don't mind. Back into traffic. A lot of shopping centers down that road on the right there. Sometimes I think it really is too bad we can't filter, and then I remember this bike is really not conducive to filtering. I would scratch somebody's paint so quick. Of course, I did want an all-around bike, because I believe that you could really tour on this if you packed it right. It's not terribly uncomfortable. I think eventually I might be able to do heavy mileage on it. I need to just hop on one day and ride to the beach. Although I really want to hop on and ride to Tennessee, go ride around in the mountains, North Georgia. Lots of good bike roads there. Thank you, yellow light. Little hop there. Hope y'all saw that. 'Cause I didn't. A flat something used to be alive. A lot of trucks come up through here. Yeah, I was counting on you to do that. Rooms for $39.99 plus tax. 1 to 2 people. Not bad. $40 for a night. Depending on how much you had to spend on drinks to get whoever you're taking there. Never done anything like that myself. Okay, stay where you're at. Thank you. I don't like it when they're looking away from you. Cool radio station up there. Used to go up there and hang out with the DJs. Used to want to be a DJ. Don't have the personality for it. I say as I'm sitting here talking to myself. Guess I could practice that since I am listening to music as we ride. On the way home. Hopefully edit this sometime soon. I have to watch through it, of course. See what I need to leave in and take out. Hope everyone rides safe. Keep the shiny side up, as they say. I guess I'll talk to y'all later. Have fun.